like a verb, noun, adverb, how to say etc.
Etc.
etc. Then look or clues to the meaning.
All right. Yeah, verb phrases can be a little bit hard because you probably know idioms, right? Idioms, like you have a whole phrase, and that one phrase is one word. Even though you see three words, its meaning is one word. All right. For example,
Go banana.
hmm?
Go banana.
Yeah, go bananas, right? Go bananas. If you look at it in a dictionary, you see go, which means go, and then bananas, which is a noun that you eat, right? So if you look at the dictionary, it's useless because you will have a completely different meaning. But what does go bananas mean?
Go
Go, like that. Go Coco. Yeah, you're very good. I got the song stuck in my head now. I'm in love with the. Yeah, so like when you look at a dictionary definition of like a verb phrase, it can be very, very difficult to get the meaning of it. And if you look at the two examples there, you have the verb phrase come up with, right? In number one, and in number two, you get the phrase lost steam. All right. So you have to be aware that in some sentences there will be these sort of words. Come up with. What does come up with mean?
Come up, yeah, an idea. Come up with the idea.
Yeah, to make a new idea or to invent a new idea. All right. Who came up with the iPhone? Steve Jobs, right? That would be Steve Jobs came up with the iPhone. Number two, lost steam.
Lost energy.
Yeah, to lose energy, all right? When a soccer team loses steam, they become very, very tired. All right? Maybe they've been defending.
Steam mean energy.
Hmm?
Steam mean energy.
No, again, this is what I was talking about. Lose steam
Yeah.
means lose energy, but you cannot separate these
Yeah,
two
no.
words. Steam by itself means, like when you have a fire or when you boil water, there's steam. But you cannot use steam for energy. It's only used as energy when it's combined with lose steam. It has to always be that way. It's the same thing with come up with. Come up with cannot be, you cannot separate those words. Okay. All right, so I want you to do the practice A number 1 right now, just on your own. Just as the match started. All right, the word everyone repeat after me. Drenched.
Drenched.
Drenched. All right. Okay, what part of speech is that?
Adjective.
Adjective. Yep. What's the meaning you think?
Hide. Cover. That's right.
Huge difference.
And say.
Wait, moment. I think you said it.
That's right.
Yeah, more than that. More than wet. Like full of water just dripping all over. Right? If you notice in the sentence before, it took a few minutes for everyone to leave the stands and run to the clubhouse. When it takes a few minutes, like 3 minutes to get inside somewhere, and there's a storm, you're going to be, the water will just be dripping everywhere from your body. So drenched is the more than wet.
More
Okay.
than what?
Yeah.
Drenched.
All right. Then we'll go to the next page, do number 2. dread.
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 In English language, this is one of my favorite 150 words. One of them. I love the word dread because when I hear the word dread, I can see a lot of people. What part of speech is dread?
Noun.
Verb, right? If you look at the word before it, what's the word before it? Truly is an adverb, right? So usually when you have an adverb, next is either a verb or an adjective.
Verb.
What's the meaning of it?
Hated.
Hate.
Yeah, like more than hate, also just like scared. They're scared and they hate it. All right. The adjective form of dread. Does anyone know? The adjective form.
Dreading.
Dread.
Dreading is one. I was thinking. You know, cheer, right? CHEER. What's the adjective form of cheer? Cheer. Cheerful. So the adjective for dread is
Dreadful.
Dreadful, yes. King Edward Longshanks of England was a dreadful king. Right? Has anyone ever seen Braveheart? Mel Gibson? Freedom!
Yeah.
Yeah, the king in that movie, the English king, is real Edward Longshanks, and he was dreadful. He killed like thousands of people. Yeah. My favorite scene is when you know his son. His son is kind of gay, right? And then like his gay lover, like he meets the gay lover and he throws him out the window, and the gay lover dies. Like that's perfect Edward Longshanks, because that's really who he was. He was a really bad motherfucker. All right, so that's one way you can look at dreadful. Dreadful and dread, something you are scared of and that you hate. Okay? I like that when I said he's kind of gay and I moved my hand like that. That is not who I am. I'm sorry. That's just natural reaction. Anyway, everyone knows this movement, right? You know it, right? What does that mean?
Gay.
Yeah, kind of gay. Yeah. All right. Let's look at exercise 1. Would anyone like to read number 1? Yeah, go ahead. The stranger.
The stranger never said a word, but thrust.
Okay, everyone. Thrust.
Thrust.
Yeah, wait. Look at me. Thrust.
Thrust.
Yeah. THR, very difficult for a lot of students. THR. Thrust.
Yeah, we say it is like
Thrust. No, but like if you look at my mouth, you have a tongue here, and you have to also move your mouth out. Thrust. Yeah, it's very tough for a lot of students to do that. Yep, thrust.
thrust a folded piece of paper into Pillar's hand before she could say anything to him. He had disappeared into the crowd. Had he been sent by
Salvatore. She
slipped the paper quickly into her pocket. It would have to wait until she was alone.
This one's a little tough, although part of speech should be easy. What's the part of speech? The stranger never said the word, but thrust is
Thrust.
the verb. What do you think is the meaning?
Like give.
A certain way to giving, though. Like, okay, give. You got the general idea. Now let's be more specific. How does he give this piece of paper? Is it like here you go?
No, it's okay.
No, secret.
Yeah, in secret, right? Yeah. There you go. Right? Yeah, thrust is like a silent, very sudden, like. Right?
Okay, I slipped it. It means you put the paper. It's like
Just the paper already.
No. Oh, well, okay. When you thrust a knife, that's a little bit different. All right. Yeah, but like again, the movement is the same. It's quick, it's sudden, and it's usually in secret. You wouldn't say, "I'm going to thrust a knife at you." No, it's more like a. Like a shanking, yeah. We call that in English a shanking, like a very, very, very quick motion, and then but also very hard. Okay.
What do you talk with this situation when you put the knife behind your back?
You shank him.
Shank him?
Shank. S-H-A-N-K.
Shank.
Yeah. If you go to jail, they will tell you be careful of shanking, because people in prison, they are in prison. They're in prison for a reason usually. Number 2. Would anyone like to read that one? Yeah, go ahead, Christina.
I think we have to visit
When the train
that trip.
pulled it out and the crowd had trained
Thin.
in,
Yep.
he could see the small forlorn figure of a girl sitting on a suitcase. She sat very still, not looking around, her face serious, waiting to see what would happen next.
So everyone repeat me. Forlorn.
Forlorn.
Very good word. I like this word a lot. What part of speech is it? Adjective. Very simply, you see small, comma. Small is an adjective. And you usually have a comma, then you have a parallel structure. You gotta keep it the same. What's the general meaning?
How are you? How are you?
They just said,
This is a tough one.
This is the problem. The tough one is.
Forlorn is like.
Look at the next sentence. She sat very still, not looking around. Her face serious. We need to see what would happen next. The crowd had thinned. What it means when they say the crowd had thinned, like there was a crowd and now there's less of a crowd.
it's like
Scary.
crab.
It's quiet.
A crab.
Not quite. Thin is an adjective, so. Okay, I would say forlorn is like kind of sad and alone. Alright? Sad and alone.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
When a coach is losing a game very badly, like Brazil's coach in the World Cup, he was very forlorn. Like no one was talking to him, no one was near him. He was just like, he wasn't even saying anything, right? He was just like,
it's all going wrong.
right? And he's probably thinking in his mind like, how am I going to talk to the Brazilian people? How am I going to explain what happened today? That sort of feeling when you are very, very sad and you have to think a lot, but you're also alone.
Like I say, when he was
Yeah. You know what's the best forlorn figure when you take penalty kicks and you're the guy who missed the last penalty kick?
Penalty?
Like the penalty kick. And you're the guy who missed the last penalty kick.
No, but not like Messi. He should he's the first player in the world, and all of the people
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like when you take the penalty.
Ramos.
Oh. What are you doing?
Like when he missed the final penalty, right? It was like they all them like.
They don't like that.
Yeah. Or if they're like Esteban Cambiaso, they start crying immediately. Or Ronaldo. But yeah, just like when I say sad, he's not crying, but on the inside that he or she is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very, very
From,
yeah.
it's like pain.
Yeah, it's like pain. All right, we're going to continue this exercise on Monday. You can close your book now. For the last 4 minutes, I had to say something about how I'm going to run this class for the next 3 weeks. Who had my vocabulary class last session? Raise your hand. All right, remember at the end of the end of the last day, I gave you like 7 questions that you had to answer, like about cell phones, like You know, what do you feel about cell phones in class? Do cell phones make you concentrate less in class? Right. This is part of my project for my master's program. All right. For this week, I didn't care if you had your cell phone out or not. However, for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to have to confiscate your cell phones for the class. I think 2 months ago I also did this in another vocabulary class. So what's going to happen is, in the morning when you come into class, starting on Monday, and don't worry if you forget, I will tell you. All right? I want you to put your cell phone in the black cabinet right here. Okay? It'll be safe. If you need to use the cell phone, you can use it, just you have to go outside. All right? So put the cell phone in there for the rest of the 3 weeks. Sorry. For the rest of the 3 weeks, you're going to have to do that. Okay? Again, this is just for my graduate program. All right. At the end of the fourth week, I will give you a prize for being such nice people and putting your cell phone in there. All right. Also, for the next 3 weeks, as you might have noticed, there's a camera over there. I'll be taping you for some classes, not all classes. Do not worry, I will not be posting this on YouTube. Do not worry, I will not be selling this to someone. Do not worry, Valerie is not on the other side commenting on and giving me instructions. No, it's just for me. All right.
On Obama.
Oh yeah, well,
You know.
Obama, he's my boy, so I'll give it to him if he does. Anyway, like I'm just going to be studying this video for my program. The only other person who's going to see this video is my teacher. Okay? So it's just me and my teacher, that's it. Those are the only two people who are going to be looking at the
Are you
video.
studying now?
Yes,
Where?
at Delphi. You know, in near New York City. Okay? I don't have to go to New York City, no, it's like online, yeah. Okay? Alright, so don't be afraid of the camera. The camera is not your enemy, it is your friend. Okay? Have a nice weekend. Study. You have a quiz on Monday. Okay?
We have to study this one.
Yeah, and then well, yeah. So you have like a multiple, like for this section it would be like multiple choice. And then the second section is the dictionary.
Dictionary, okay. Thank you.
Ciao, have a great weekend.
Good drink,
I'm in love with the Coke.